bit. So it didn't. All right, there wasn't enough room for what I envisioned at the size that I drew it.
Okay.
So it just kind of comes off egotistical.
What are you doing? You going?
I got an idea.
Going.
Already. I had an idea.
You're going.
I was inspired.
Hi everyone, it's me, Veda Scott. I'm here with Kevin Blackwood, who I haven't even explained the premise. All right, this is drawing power. We're gonna have a little chat, but we've also got some kindergarten style art supplies here. We're gonna do some sketching, and at the end of everything, we'll just reveal our art. And you are the absolute worst person to have here. In a good way, because you are an actual artist.
Yeah.
I am not, but you're also very interesting. So I wanted to chat with you today.
Well, you're angry at me for getting going, but you handed me a pad and
I don't know.
Media.
Did I even? I didn't say it's time to start, but we can go now. Hold on.
But
Hold on.
I became inspired.
Okay, because I had inspiration too. I was gonna ask you about your animals. Is what I was going to ask you about.
Yep.
And I thought that maybe I would be sketching some little puppy dogs.
Okay.
But I don't know. What are you not going to tell me what you're drawing?
No.
Okay. So I'm going to just have to draw my own thing now.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me we're doing there's a limited time that we have to do the sketching. So I'm going to set that.
Quick.
Okay. All right. Well, he's going. But yeah, so as I was saying, you're an animal lover, of course.
Always. I have a cat and a dog.
So I know the dog. I know Benny.
Yep.
I'm gonna draw Benny.
You've been around Benny at shows.
I'm gonna draw Benny.
People at West Coast shows have met Benny.
Yeah, and you have a cat too?
Yes.
I've seen the cat on social media, I think.
Yes.
What is the cat's name?
Her name is Zero.
Zero.
Yes.
Like the dog from Nightmare Before Christmas, or
no? So all right. Well, it's a tough. It's a tough pill to swallow. I named her after the Smashing Pumpkins song.
Okay.
Zero. But I feel weird talking about it because I didn't know that Billy had a checkered past.
Okay. Okay, but the cat though.
Yeah.
Is not to blame for that.
No, of
it's
course.
an innocent little angel.
And I do believe that unfortunately the song is very good.
Okay, so that is fair. So
Yeah.
were you a Smashing Pumpkins fan, or was it just that particular song?
No, I'm not like a in-depth Smashing Pumpkins fan. I do really love that song, and I was just looking for something outside of the box for a cat name, more than your standard, like Fluffy and stuff like that, and something that fit. I think that the song's a little chaotic, and so is she.
It's a chaotic cat.
Yeah,
it's not a sleep all day snoozing cat.
No,
it's
so she's, I don't know, she's kind of a mix. She was only a few weeks old when I adopted her, and she's very much been a kitten.
Oh.
Yeah.
So how does Zero the cat get along with the dog?
So Zero absolutely loves Benny. She tries to cuddle with him often.
Okay, so the way that you're phrasing this makes me think that maybe Benny is
Benny
a little
doesn't
less...
really care for her. Benny's not. He's not, because he doesn't have a malicious bone in his body. But if she pushes her luck too much, he does get snippy.
Well, if we're talking though, this is making me think, because now I'm thinking about my own life as well.
Yeah.
With Zero, and you're like, maybe not the Smashing Pumpkins. What other musicians have broken your heart? There's been a lot recently. I feel. I'm a big Smiths fan, and it's hard now.
Just now?
Well, not just now.
Morrissey's
been.
Well, okay, no. To be fair, because with the big Billy thing happened in 2011, I believe.
Yeah.
He had the super transphobic tirade, so I understand. But yeah, maybe Morrissey's been a huge racist and stuff.
No.
But I'm also Cure over Smiths anyway.
Okay, so that is fair. That is fair.
anybody, I mean, so most people think that my Robert Smith tattoo is Edward Scissorhands, but if you know The Cure, you know it's Robert Smith.
What color eyes does Benny the dog have?
Brown.
I'm trying to draw. Oh.
Pretty much everything on him is brown.
Okay, well I'm gonna make him a little more. Oh boy, we got some Cujo action happening here. No, don't do that. Well, because we're talking about your love of animals, obviously, you're a vegan.
Oh, so see, I didn't even have to bring it up.
Okay, but I'm bringing it up because I've been a vegetarian for the majority of my life. I was a vegan for a really long time, but I've never asked you, when did you become vegan?
It was the beginning of the same year that I had my first wrestling match.
Ooh.
So 2000, at the end, I became vegan the beginning of 2016, and my first match was later that October. It was February 12th, 2016.
February 12th,
officially
2016.
Committed. Yes.
Ooh, so that was a good time for veganism, I will say. Okay.
That's when it started to
Yeah, because it used to be a lot harder if you were a person who liked junk food and things like that. Yeah. Was it a big lifestyle change for you, or was it kind of like easing in?
I went vegetarian first, and I don't know that I went fully. I just cut out meat one day, and then I ate a lot of eggs for protein. I was trying to figure out. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out, like, what do I have to eat to maintain an athletic lifestyle and be muscular and all that. And I feel like, to an extent, we're all still trying to, like, figure that out.
It's hard. It's hard in general, but it's especially hard when you have, veganism is not a limited diet, but it's, sometimes choices are limited while you're traveling, and that becomes a thing. And you're traveling a lot more now, too.
Yes.
Because you just moved back to Buffalo.
Yes.
Right? You were living out in LA. You just moved back to Buffalo, and winter is not coming. Winter has come. Not a snow person. Did you grow up in the Buffalo area? Yeah,
so I've always had the snow. When I was a kid, I loved snow, and I would wake up and I would, like, watch the news, watch for all the school closings, and every now and then I would actually get one. But I really liked, so especially when I became a teenager, I got into, like, skateboarding.
Right.
So then when winter would come, I'd be like, well, I can't skate, but I want to, like, I'll snowboard to the extent that I can. Like, we would use, like, shitty, like, Walmart snowboards on the piles from the snowplows.
Danger piles.
Yeah.
They're just full of crap and rocks and things.
They hurt a lot of the time.
Do I not know what dogs look like? Is that what's going on here? Okay, so Benny has a foot that doesn't look like a foot anymore. Benny is just such a sweet angel of a dog, and I am doing him dirty with this. But I'm really trying. I am a person who, if you want to bring your kids and your animals to a pro wrestling show, I am all for that.
Oh, you're pro-child.
I am a child-free person, but I am pro-children in general. Are you? Okay. You're not a big.
I say I hate kids, but I'm, like, good with them. And every now and then a kid likes me, and I'm like, I like this one.
A kid with taste.
Yeah.
Like an old soul.
Yeah.
I saw something online recently. It was a tweet where someone said, I wish people hadn't told me when I was growing up that I had an old soul, and it really meant that I was just creepy. And that really resonated with me. I don't know. I think that kids are really fun, and I think it helps that I don't have to take them home with me at night, and I can just return them.
That is a major benefit. Like, if you don't have to go deal with them after, they're a lot nicer, because kids are cute.
Kids are cute.
Well, they can be. Sometimes not.
But when they're not cute, when they're, again, acting like children, but when there's things that, like, their caretakers need to be responsible for, that's maybe when I want to...
Right.
I don't want the responsibility.
Right. Yeah, I'm not so big on...
All right, this is coming together here. I'm feeling a little bit better about
this.
Mine
kind of looks like shit, to be honest.
Oh, no. See, here I thought I will not. Kevin Blackwood, I thought, would be an interesting interview, but
it's also a bit. So it didn't. All right, there wasn't enough room for what I envisioned at the size that I drew it.
Okay.
So it just kind of comes off egotistical. You'll see.
Okay. Again,
You'll see.
In general, I feel like I need to give people prompts.
Right.
But for you, like, you got a lot going on in the brain, I think,
Yeah.
art-wise.
Well, and I do this for my other living. So.
Well, let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What is your other living?
Tattooing. I'm a tattoo artist. I started tattooing in 2010.
2010, before you were vegan.
Yeah, I'm 33 years old, and I was 19 when I started tattooing.
Wow.
So
When did you get your first tattoo? Like on
when I was 18, the day after my 18th birthday.
Hell yeah.
It's gone. It was here.
Okay.
It was Snoopy.
Snoopy the dog?
Just a little Snoopy, yeah.
Of Peanuts fan?
Yeah.
Are you a big Peanuts fan, or did it have like a meaning? If you don't mind discussing this, sometimes tattoos are really personal.
It's not a big deal. It's just kind of embarrassing. My high school girlfriend.
Yes.
She got Woodstock.
Oh boy.
And I don't know why, because we didn't have like a deep connection to the Peanuts gang.
Also, I don't think Snoopy and Woodstock are canonically in a romantic relationship.
No, but like they're
a pair.
They're closely connected was the idea.
Okay. No. We're sticking with this.
Yeah, that's fine.
So, are you a big Peanuts fan in general?
I have nothing. I mean, I grew up watching it at my grandma would always have it on.
It's rough to come out hard like anti-Peanuts. So that's
of course.
Yeah.
I always had sympathy for Charlie in the football situation.
Yeah, bad.
But, have you seen online like Snoopy's having like a big resurgence? Like people love Snoopy right now.
No.
A lot of like tattoo artists are drawing Flash of Snoopy and like.
I mean, he's got like a very nostalgic sort of like. Is it okay? I have to say this because I don't know about this trend and I will need to look it up.
Yeah.
Is it Snoopy like in a positive way, or is it like like Calvin is like pissing on the Ford logo?
No,
or
it's just
something?
people like. I don't know. People just like Snoopy all of a sudden.
Well, I mean, times are rough right now.
Yeah.
Like the world is shit. Maybe it's like a nostalgia thing. It's very quaint.
Yeah, there's not a lot good going on right now.
Okay, so you get the tattoo.
Yep.
Do you immediately start getting more, or was it the one?
I mean,
for a while?
slowly because I didn't have a lot of money.
Right.
So that one I got done at the shop that I eventually apprenticed at and worked at.
Okay.
But afterwards, I got a few from a family friend who he was a tattoo artist at a shop, but he would take stuff on the side at his apartment, and he wasn't like very good. He wasn't good. But when I was 18, I thought like if you do tattoos, you must be good at tattoos. Like that's your job. You must be.
No,
awesome.
but it makes sense. I think people feel that way about pro wrestling too,
Right.
to a certain extent.
Yeah, and
Like
I don't want to sound like an asshole, but that's not the case.
Like there's no barrier to entry here.
Yeah, there's some people are just not good at the thing they do.
So, did you apprentice with the same person who did your original
No,
tattoo?
there was a woman named Lisa did my Snoopy, and I did work with her for a couple of years, but the owner of the shop, Mark, was who I apprenticed under, and I couldn't do it. So he ended a couple of years later after I moved. So that was in Batavia, New York, which is like 40 minutes from Buffalo, and I moved to Buffalo, I think like a year and a half or 2 years into my tattooing career, and like a year or so after that, he got cancer, and I just felt bad because the people that he hired after me, like he had people working there, that they were well-meaning, but so they threw together like a benefit to raise money for him, and I was like, I want to work the benefit. I came out, and at the end of the day, they were like, here's your cut, and I'm like, I'm sorry, my cut? No, you give it to him. This is a benefit. We're not.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to get paid for this. What are you talking about? So I know like he's got a whole different staff there now because he did end up getting. He's in remission and he's back to tattooing, which is excellent. But I just hope the people he works with now are better people.
So, in terms of tattooing, like you said, like, you know, that's your other thing, your other job. Is that something that you like? You intend to just keep doing kind of on the side? Is it, do you want to ever have your own shop? Like, what's?
I don't ever want to own my own shop because I think it.
I mean, you did just tell the story that kind of indicates why maybe.
It just seems like it's such an unnecessary pain in the ass when I can do my tattoos for the day, give a percentage to the owner, and go home instead of dealing with like paying for the bills of the shop and like worrying about people under me, and it's just not for me.
So I never knew a whole lot about like how that worked, but I had.
You don't have any, do you?
I have some on my. I have. Hold on. I have the number 40. I can't really see it. I have the number 42 on my.
Is that for the 42nd president?
No, and that was an unfortunate.
Wait, who is that?
No, it's a 42 from Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Oh, okay.
And it's just the number 42. It's also Jackie Robinson's number.
42 is Clinton.
Yeah, no, I know, and it is not like that's also fine. That's also fine.
It's better than 43, I guess.
Well, and there's, it's funny. There's a pro wrestling promo picture of me that I love. That it's like me on the turnbuckle and I'm posing and I look really cool. But for whatever reason, in this particular building, there's like numbers on the ceiling, and right next to my head is a giant 45, and I'm always like a little weird when I use it. So I'm like, but I don't want to edit another photographer's like work, but it's a little weird that there's this giant 45. But no, I have that.
I would just ask if it's, hey, do you mind if I just cut that out?
I have that. I have a little flea on my foot.
Yeah.
And that I got in college, and I have on the back on my shoulder, I have a Susuwatari from like My Neighbor Totoro, little soot spray.
Oh,
thing.
sick.
Yeah, but that's it, like that. But I've never really known like about the shop culture. But I've had friends who were stylists, like hairstylists, and where they kind of rent a chair, and it feels like a very similar sort of. And a lot of them say the same thing, that they don't want to have their own salon.
And some shops are like the same way. I worked at a shop once in Wisconsin that I would just pay a weekly fee, and then everything else beyond that I just keep it all. But the problem is, if you don't do any work that week, for some reason nobody comes in that whole week, you still have to pay them that.
Right, because you're like renting the space.
Whereas if I just do a percentage split, I only have to give them money if I make money that day.
That makes sense.
Which I find much easier to deal with.
So, if we're talking about the tattoo, let's say the tattoo shop world versus pro wrestling, I'm seeing similarities here.
There's
a lot of similarities here. I don't know.
There's I mean the concept of like paying your dues sounds so like old school.
Yeah.
And like dickheadish in a lot of ways, but there is certainly a level of that to me that people skip apprenticeships now. Some people still do it right, but I think you should have an apprenticeship and learn how to tattoo properly and spend some time working for free, and like I guess like you should. I feel like you have to earn. You should have to earn like like making a living off this thing. That like it's been such a ingrained culture for people over decades.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people skip that, which I think that happens a lot in wrestling now too. Where, like, I'm not saying like people need to like carry the vet's bags and like like do the whole like what was it, like wrestler's court shit, all that
not
stuff.
Like the
but,
not like the abusive
no hazing
part.
Or anything, but like there should be a level of like working your way up through the ranks and like actually like earning spots and to an extent, you know what I mean?
Is it falling apart?
No, not necessarily. It's just completely. I had to abandon an entire aspect of it.
Oh, okay. So again, this is just all just off the cuff. Did not allow you to do like a rough draft or anything. I don't draw, so I don't know.
Yeah.
However, I will point out, 'cause you just picked up a I have colored pencils in here. I don't have a pencil sharpener because I forgot, and I'm not prepared.
Crayons,
there's crayons. There's some markers.
There's a highlighter, I believe.
No, okay, so that's a neon marker because
marker.
there's some Crayola crayons, like name brand, and then there's also some crazy art markers because I didn't spring for the full Crayola lineup. But the
I
crayons
also
are good.
I just pronounced it crayons because I say crayons.
Crayons. Okay.
But
So
I thought people would make fun of me if I said it.
So I think it's a really regional thing.
Yeah.
So
where are you from?
So fun fact, I never will miss a moment to get over the fact that I am from the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania.
Okay, right.
Yes, Allentown, Bethlehem, and Easton. And guess where? Bethlehem, yes. Allentown, Bethlehem, and Easton. And guess where Crayola crayons are from? It's Easton, Pennsylvania.
Oh.
So these are Lehigh Valley original. I grew up with crayon, like two syllables.
Yeah.
But I've heard so many different pronunciations. So is that like a Buffalo thing, or is that?
I don't know. I think
crayon?
we say people tell me that we have an accent, and I don't hear it because I guess we just all talk the same. But I don't know.
I don't think I've ever.
I feel like I've argued with my own family, my own grandparents about my grandma will say crayons, and I would say no, it's crayons.
But you also travel a lot.
Yeah.
And I feel like you probably pick up little bits and pieces
But
there.
I think I always called it crayons.
Crayons.
I'm just uncultured.
Crayons. No, it's definitely a regional thing. I've heard different pronunciations again. So originally the Crayola, now I think it's just the Crayola company, but originally it was Binney and Smith. And when I was in elementary school, they took us on a school trip to the Crayola Crayon Factory. And now it's like the Crayola experience, and it's like a kids center and a museum. Yeah. But when I went in elementary school, literally they took us to the Crayon Factory.
They showed you melting down wax in the crayons.
It was just like the crayons on a conveyor belt and a bunch of ladies putting them in boxes. I don't know. I feel like everyone has had a school trip that was just I don't even know if this was educational. Do you have any memorable school trips that you can think of?
I vaguely remember one to the aquarium where I got one of those the shark heads.
A grabber?
Like a grabber, yeah.
Yeah.
A shark head. I don't remember anything else about that day. We were supposed to do Washington, D.C. for 8th grade, I believe.
Oh, that's far.
But it was it was a couple years after 9/11.
Oh.
So we did Philadelphia instead. With
the
Liberty Bell and stuff.
Okay. So again, I lived in Philadelphia for many years. It's my favorite city on the planet. It is a garbage dump. It's not great.
I love Philadelphia.
You love it?
Yeah,
okay, yes.
I love to go there.
Yes. Yeah, I remember the Crayola Factory. I feel like my school just took me on terrible trips. Maybe it was just me. But yeah, the Crayola Factory, but it was Minnie and Smith at the time. Aquarium is a good one for kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can kind of just let them roam.
Right.
Science museums, that sort of thing. There's a museum in Philadelphia called the Franklin Institute. Everything has been Franklin themed in the city. But the Franklin Institute has a giant heart that you can walk through, a heart model. That was a big popular one.
Yeah.
Are you almost done with your drawing?
I mean, I can be done.
Okay, we'll wrap it up in a second, but I have to ask one more thing, because this is something I wondered, when you picked up this particular pencil.
I did literally nothing with it.
I know, you picked it up, but it directed me to your nail color, which is similar. Oh, yeah. So I've never asked, when you're selecting the nail color, is it whatever you're feeling at the time, or is it this is the gear I'm going to wear over a weekend?
It never has anything to do with my gear. It's definitely just I've got a collection, and the last couple months, I don't know if this necessarily applies, but I've wanted the most feminine colors I could come across. I have 4 or 5 shades of pink that I've been picking between. And I don't know why, that's just what I'm feeling, but I was I'll change it up, I'll do this nice blue. It's still, I don't know.
It's a little wintry, I think.
Yeah, it's a little bit, yeah. I think it still has like a feminine vibe to it.
I got this. So this is like gel, so it stays on for a month or whatever. So I have to choose carefully because I'm sticking with it for the month. And I remember doing the blue with the glitter here because it was like before New Year's, and I was like, oh, it's wintry. So I was wondering, yeah. No, I like the blue. I like the pinks.
Yeah.
Are you finished with your art? Can we display?
Let's display.
Okay. All right. So
do you want to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay.
All right. So we started talking about Benny. I illustrated Benny, and I will put up a photo of what Benny actually looks like.
He's literally the most beautiful dog.
Well, not according to my
When
rendition.
you're done, can I read off the list of, because I got his DNA done. Can
Oh.
I read off his breeds?
Yes. Okay, because none of them are depicted here. This is this is Benny. Okay, so he's got a little crown on, and he's holding a little scepter because he's a king.
Yeah.
He's walking along. So originally he only had the 2 legs, and then I added. He was kind of marching along, and then there's this leg, which doesn't necessarily look like a leg, but it is.
It's really funny placement as well.
It's perspective. It's behind him, and then he's got his little tongue sticking out. This is not. It's not really doing him justice, but he's a little king.
So Benny, as you can see in this picture, is 22.1% rat terrier.
Okay, that's the nose.
Yep, he's 17.9% Australian cattle dog. I would say his body.
The body yeah.
Shape. 13.3% American Pit Bull Terrier, which it was where he's firm bravery.
He's kind of like and he's kind of like compact
his
a little bit.
His royal vibe. 13% flat Chihuahua.
It's a little pointy. He's got some points.
7.3% Labrador Retriever.
I think that's just personality thing. Yeah.
Docile, kind of just friendly. 6.2% Boxer, which if you look at like that picture, I kind of just see Boxer.
Yeah, his little ears.
4.8% Neapolitan Mastiff. I don't really see any Mastiff. That's a massive dog.
Yeah, they're huge.
And then the rest is just various percentages that make up one 15.4% mutt. So he's really just the ultimate mutt.
He really is very cute. And then this is also what have you got? Come on, let's see.
So I was trying to depict what's going to happen today. I'm wrestling Titus Alexander.
Oh yeah, we're at DPW.
At Deadlock Pro. So I was trying to depict me getting the win via double stomp, which I'm a connoisseur of. But what happened was I took up too much space with me, so it's just me. It's just me doing a double stomp, anime style.
Oh, so he would have been like down in this area,
I could have done like a little, just like his back or his stomach or something.
But
I
so
guess.
Now it's so okay. So
I just drew a picture of myself.
Again, at the time of let's just kind of here we go. So at the time of filming, yes, you were about to fight in like an hour.
Yeah.
Titus Alexander here in Raleigh for DPW.
Yeah.
That's at the time of filming. By the time I get this edited and out, who knows who you're going to be fighting? Really, it's good that there's no one down here. It could be anyone.
That's true.
Very versatile. Okay, so this is again, it's really not fair for you to, what are you doing here?
I'm just adding, because I've got this little tattoo that I can easily add.
Okay.
This little heart.
Little heart.
With an arrow.
Oh, there we go. There we go. And you gotta sign it. You gotta sign it.
Course.
You gotta sign it. Well, thank you.
It's a Blackwood original.
Yep. Thank you for coming out here.
Blackwood.
the Kevin Blackwood original of Kevin Blackwood doing a double stomp on who? Anyone. It could be you. But yeah, so thank you for joining me.
Anytime.
It's unfortunate when I have an actual artist here because y'all.
This is excellent. I see Benny in there.